And a very good Wednesday evening. I'm Jerrad Anderson. Over the next 25 minutes, most of the emphasis going to be again on Wyoming Cowboy football, as Media Day was Monday. Some more audio to play back for you, and we'll put the spotlight tonight on Wyoming's offense. We'll hear from offensive coordinator Brent Vigen in seconds, and we'll talk with Wyoming Cowboy quarterback Josh Allen. Of course, Josh got to start one game last year, then suffered the collarbone injury, so we'll get caught up on Josh's health and his feelings going into fall camp. Plus, we will hear from an Outland Trophy Award watch list candidate, Chase Roulier, a senior offensive lineman for the Pokes, a little bit later in the show. First, though, we do kick it off tonight with Brent Vigen, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys in his third year at the University of Wyoming. This is how my conversation Monday afternoon with Coach Vigen would go.
All right, Coach Vigen, first of all, how was your offseason? Did you have any chance to relax at all?
Yeah, we always get a little bit of time, a little bit back time spent up in Minnesota with some family. But otherwise here in Laramie, watching a lot of youth baseball. So that can be relaxing at times.
Going way back to spring camp, did you feel confident leaving spring camp? Did you like what you saw overall?
Well, I think we felt better leaving spring ball than entering it. That's always your goal. Confident. Confidence is built through a whole body of work, which includes the fall. But I do think where we made, strides in the right direction, steps to become a more complete, deeper offense. And fall camp will still tell the story a little bit as far as completely answering that question. But I think we're on the right track.
Start with the offensive line first, position-wise. Specifically looking at Chase Roulier too, how special is this kid? And he has a chance to do something real special this year.
Yeah, Chase is not only a great physical player, he understands, leverage and all the things that you need to become a physical O-lineman, but he's such a smart kid out there. He's the type of guy we call a fixer, that he can fix bad things out there. And ideally you have 5 of them, but I know we certainly have one of them in Chase. And a team player, unselfish, and we hope, he can continue to lead that group, being the only senior in that group. And that's really that thing that's left for him. He's got 1 year left, make the best of it, and, we're really going to put a lot on his back.
Doesn't sound like a huge quarterback battle right now. Sounds like Josh is the guy, at least at this point. What have you seen out of Josh that you like, and maybe any concerns you have about him right now too?
Well, Josh had a good spring. I think he left spring with a pretty good understanding of what we want to do. I think he left with, in particular the last week that was really good between our second scrimmage and our spring game. And he's had a good summer, I believe, just continuing to feel comfortable in all the things we're asking of him. And, day one, he was out there. He looked like a vet. He didn't look like a first timer for sure. And that's what we expect now. That growth and development has to, occur on a daily basis and, continue to become as consistent as possible before we get to September.
And just to round it out, you got to feel confident in the running game. Talk about some of your backs, too. I know Brian Hill's at the top of everybody's list, but Sean Wick's back. Feels like you guys have some depth behind them even, too.
Yeah, Brian set a pretty high standard last year, and we hope he can take another step forward. Getting Sean back is a tremendous bonus this year. His season last year was obviously cut short, but even when he was out there, he was just a shell of himself. So I really felt like through spring that he was back to Sean Wick, the Sean Wick that we saw our first year out here. And, that 1-2 punch that we thought we might have last year, I think will definitely be there this fall. And we need to continue to develop, that depth behind it. I think Nico Evans, very injury-riddled, freshman year, redshirt freshman year for last year, but I think he's definitely capable. Milo Hall had a good spring, and we hope for good things out of him. I know Kellen Overstreet's coming off of injury, so we'll see what happens. And there's some other guys in the mix, but it can't just be those 2 guys. The last 2 years, there's times when you get to 3 and 4 and shoot. Brian was 3 as a freshman, and look what happened with him. So those young guys have to keep coming and hopefully embrace the opportunity when it comes their way.
General consensus is much improved, but a difficult schedule. Does that schedule concern you guys at all at this point, or is that even on your radar?
Well, I looking at the non-conference, I think to have 2 opponents like we do out the gate, I think that's a good thing. Let's raise the bar, let's get challenged and see where we're at. Games 1 and 2, and then hopefully come out of those games, whatever the outcome is, feeling like we've made a lot of growth. Then we get a couple more non-conference. So your 4 non-conference starting it out, I think, is a good thing. The way it's the same conference lineup as we had last year. Obviously, the home and away aspect and the order switches a little bit. So, our biggest thing to get out of the non-conference is to get ready to be a deeper, healthier, more confident team. And, we'll see. I know our guys are, I think more competitive, more confident in their understanding of what we're trying to do. And those are 2 giant things going from year 2 to year 3.
Final question for you. You've been in our state for a while now. What's your favorite part of the Wyoming experience, just living here and being in the community?
Well, you certainly enjoy the people. The very inviting community here in Laramie and across the state. And you certainly feel Cowboy pride wherever you go in the state, and I think that's pretty neat. Beyond that, the outdoors aspect has been great for my family and I, and we've gotten to most every corner of the state and enjoyed that and become much more outdoorsmen or outdoors people, I guess, than we were living in North Dakota prior to this.
All right, so good luck this fall, and we'll talk to you again soon. Appreciate your time.
All right, thanks.
Always fun to catch up with Wyoming offensive coordinator Brent Vigen. We'll keep the offense preview rolling and chat with the quarterback for the Pokes this year, Josh Allen, when we get back on Wyoming Sportsline.